Jai Jai Shri Radhesham and welcome. Shri Bhaktamala. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Pradayane Sarvamangala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidyayane. Interesting lecture on the Dasavatar of Sri Viṣṇu, and very, very interesting for the ones who are studying Vedic cosmology, because here we have the big flood that happened thousands of years ago, that is registered also in the Bible, in Jewish tradition, Sumerian tradition, South American, Central and North American traditions, native cultures. It exists also in Australia, all over Europe, Greek culture, etc. Sri Gurudeva ki jai, Sri Matsya avatar ki jai. First appearance. There are at least 3 different versions on the same lila. All of them, they are showing kind of the same characters and history with some different details, just only. When Lord Brahma was about to go to sleep, the Vedas emerged from his mouth. The demon Hayagrīva, who was nearby, quickly came and stole them. Thereafter, the entire universe became submerged in water during the partial annihilation called Brahma Pralaya. Lord Hari understood the ill intentions of the demon and sought to deliver and protect the Vedas. He assumed the form of a fish. There lived a saintly devotee king named Satyavrata in South India. He sometimes performed austerities by simply subsisting upon water. He has now become Vaivasvata Manu in the present Mahakalpa. One day, as he was offering oblations of water in the Cākṣuṣa-manvantara river, a tiny fish came onto the palm of his hand. The king put the fish back in the water. The tiny fish then prayed to the king, "If you do not protect me, then the bigger aquatics will eat me. Therefore, please give me protection." Out of compassion, the king took the small fish and kept it in his water pot. However, the fish began to expand so rapidly that the water pot soon became too small. The king put the fish in a big pitcher, but within 2 hours the fish expanded to 3 cubits in length. The king then put the fish in a lake. Very soon, the fish assumed a gigantic form. Thereafter, the king put the fish into larger and larger reservoirs of water, but each time the fish grew too big. Finally, the king put the fish into the ocean. Still the fish pleaded, "Oh king, do not leave me here. Kindly protect me." The king asked, "Who are you who have appeared in the form of a fish just to bewilder me? Within one day, you have expanded yourself to become 800 miles in length, so that you cover an extensive lake. I think that you must be the omnipotent, indestructible Lord Hari, the super soul of all living beings. Why have you accepted this form?" The Supreme Lord said, "On the 7th day from today, the 3 worlds will be submerged into the waters of devastation. At that time, by my arrangement, a large boat will appear before you. Board that boat with the subtle bodies of all living entities within the 3 worlds, along with the 7 sages and all kinds of medicinal herbs and seeds. For as long as Brahma remains asleep during his night, I will sport with your boat in the waters of devastation. At that time, I will answer all your questions." Parenthesis, here we have the main character, that is the king, Satyavrata. King Satyavrata is the parallel. I am saying that there is a parallel, not it's 100% a parallel, okay? I'm not overlapping, just showing that there is something interesting. It's Noah in the Bible. Then we have the boat, that is the Ark of Noah in the Bible. And we have the boat here. We have the divine voice of God telling that the flood is coming. So it's very similar. And of course, Vedas are older than Bible. And maybe this is one of the big things to study that are showing how ancient myth stories like such may came from a common root, that is the Vedic tradition. That's quite possible, because if we see the oldest texts are Vedic texts, the older tradition is Bharat, Indian tradition, Vedic tradition. And there is one more interesting detail I want to share with you before keep reading, is that based on Sumerian, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Greek, and Egyptian, as counting like the main ancient cultures, they say that the flood, the waters, were around 3,000 years before Jesus Christ, so Christian era. If we plus the 2,000 years, 2,025 years from Christian era, we have 5,000 years. And this is very interesting, because 5,000 years ago was not the Matsya avatar, as we can see. Matsya avatar is the first divine incarnation of Viṣṇu, at least from the Dasa avatar of Viṣṇu. So Matsya avatar was 1,000 years ago, not 5,000 only, because 5,000 years ago was Krishna, and based on our Vedic tradition, we know that Krishna is coming much after Matsya, right, being the 8th Viṣṇu avatar. Therefore, we understand that maybe the world traditions are telling a different story, different time. Maybe there are two different floods, worldwide flood. Or what I realized through my studies, I did very interesting 3 episodes over an hour in Spanish. What I realized is that 5,000 years ago was Krishna, and Krishna is not Matsya, but in the Krishna Lila we have the Govardhan Lila, where the king of the gods, Indra, created a massive flood and destroyed all the area of Krishna. So here are kind of 2 stories, contemporary stories like in Bible and other traditions. It's like a mix of the 2 Vedic stories or Puranic stories, to say. Can it be? If you have any extra information on that, truly I ask you to share with me. I am very interested in this. Okay, I will answer all your questions. Lord Viṣṇu, in his form of Matsya avatar, is saying this, the Matsya incarnation disappeared from view. Thereafter, when the time for the devastation of the universe arrived, everything happened just as the Lord has predicted. When the fish incarnation appeared, his body shone brightly like molten gold. On his head was a horn, and the length of his body was 8 million miles. The bow also appeared, and it was fastened to the fish incarnation's horn. Using the serpent Vāsuki as a rope, King Satyavrata offered suitable prayers to the Supreme Lord. Being pleased by his prayers, the Lord instructed him regarding the confidential mystery of his transcendental form and the science of self-realization. This is elaborately described in the Matsya Purana, When Lord Brahma awoke from his sleep, the Supreme Lord killed the demon Hayagrīva and returned the Vedas to him. This is the Lila based on Srimad Bhagavatam 8:24. Sri Matsyavatara ki jai. There are two more stories of Matsyavatara that are kind of the same stories, very, very similar, from Padma Puranam and from Srimad Bhagavatam. The version in Padma Puranam that I did a reading on that as well, and a study, and I have also available a free download PDF in case that you want to have the full material in Sanskrit and English translation and word-to-word translation. You can ask me by email. Very good. In the next episode, we will read and comment on Sri Kurma Avatar. Mahavira Radharamana ki jai, Jai Nitya Gaura, Jai Sri Radhesya.
Thank you.